What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. Got a little bit of a hot take in this video, but I think Tyrese Haliburton could potentially be the best point guard in the Eastern Conference this coming season, and there's a lot of good reasons to back it up. I'm going to break them down. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. Please like the video. A lot of you might already think he's the best point guard in the East. I think there's a good argument for guys like Haliburton, Trae Young, Jalen Brunson, Darius Garland, guys like that. I think there's all a very solid argument. I'm going to argue for Tyrese Haliburton, though. Before I do, where do you rank him in the East amongst the point guards, and where do you rank him in point guards in general, right? East, I'm going to say I think at the end of this next season, he's going to be the number one point guard in the East, and I think that's even possible with Dame possibly going to Miami. I still think Tyrese could be that best point guard in the East, and let's break it down. So he made the All-Star game last season as a reserve, and we all know he's ultra talented, electric, one of the most exciting players to watch in the league. But the team overall in the Pacers is a lot better around him now. He's got more talent. This is probably the best. That's not probably. This is the best team talent-wise he's ever been on, and he's grown each and every single year. And now he's coming into a situation that is growing with him. And just last year, he averaged 21 and 10. So he was already one of the very best passing point guards in the league. So very, very solid scorer. Really, really good shooter. I think he shot like 49, 40, and 87 on the regular shots, 3-point shots, and free throws. So he's already very, very efficient as a whole. Only a couple turnovers a game. So he's like a really, really sound point guard last season with way less talent around him. Now the whole team is way better. Yes, you might be able to argue that the ball will be out of his hands a little bit more, but I think what that could potentially do is allow him to be more attentive to defense and kind of be able to a little bit of apply himself more there, because he does leave a little bit to be desired defensively, like a lot of point guards. But I think he has a unique situation to where he's a little bit bigger, lengthier, that he could make himself more impactful on defense. And now that he has the players around him that are better defenders too, it's going to put him in a lot better situation to do so. I could easily see him being a 2+ steal per game kind of guy. And then, steals is only one way of measuring defense, but I think he'd be one of those guys that's in the passing lanes a lot. I'm not going to ask him to go out there and lock down, I'm not going to ask him to go out there and lock down Trae Young, right? That just doesn't happen very often. So, but if he's just serviceable and solid on defense, he's already arguably the best passing point guard in the East. He's already a really, really good scorer and improving every single year. You add the defense to it. None of those other guards in the East can say they have that for the most part. Like Brunson's, he's just undersized, but he tries. He's all right. Trae Young's like one of the worst defenders in the league. Darius Garland, not a good defender. So, it's not to slight these guys, because there's a lot of very, very bad defending point guards that are awesome offensively and they're great players in general. But I think Haliburton has the rare opportunity to blend it all together, which those guys can't really do. And offensively, I can see him easily averaging 23+ points and 11 assists a game on 2 turnovers. I could easily see that on 50, 40, 90 shooting. Now you're only asking him to make a couple more shots each night with a lot more talent around him. There's going to be a lot more open shots. It's going to be a lot more easy assists because dudes are open. There's going to be a lot more transition fast breaks because the defense is better. You're literally setting him up for ultimate success. So what do you get when you get arguably the best passing point guard, a great scoring point guard, one of the best in transition, who can now apply himself on defense because he doesn't have a huge workload to really have to focus on everything and do everything himself? What do you get? You get potentially the very best point guard in the Eastern Conference and in the top 3 or 4, because it's really hard to argue against guys like Steph, Luka. It's hard to get into that conversation. But I think Eastern Conference-wise, Tyrese can own that conversation. And I think the key is just maintaining his efficiency, having another growth in points and assists, and then also just being just a little bit better on defense, not getting scored on as easy, making life a little bit harder for the other team trying to score on you. And I think that is all very, very reasonable to expect out of him, because he's grown every single year to this point. And I think another underrated point and aspect of this Pacers team is, this is a young team that has been growing, but they also get another year under Coach Rick Carlisle, which is, this is going to be big for Haliburton because he's got another year in this system. He knows, okay, this is where the ball goes. This is my second option. This is my third option. This is where the reads are going to be. He can kind of start to map himself out mentally, which is where you see a lot of these young guards. That's when they take that next step, is when the game mentally slows down even further. And it already looks like the game is slow for him in general. But, being in the system for a couple years in a row now, and being able to understand how your coach wants this game to be played, how to run the offense, how to command a defense a little bit. Tyrese Haliburton got it all. He's got it all talent-wise. It's just about putting every single piece together. And this is, it is year 4 or 5. I think it's year 4. This is likely the year that it happens. Like, I'm not joking. This could explode. And there's a universe where this isn't even close. And that's not to diss, like I said, guys like Trae Young, Darius Garland, Jalen Brunson, because I do think they're awesome. But Tyrese Haliburton is awesome too. And I think, quite frankly, he's just in a little bit better situation to succeed overall and gain more notoriety and more popularity. This is a team that's been waiting to explode, a fan base that's been waiting to explode. And they're he's one of the most marketable guys in the league, super energetic. He's exactly what you want if you're, the NBA. Out of a small market team, you have this guy that is just an ultra star and super marketable, as I already said, and he's awesomely talented. So that's my bold hot take. I don't even know if people can consider that a hot take now, but I feel like it is just because I don't see that take. I don't see people saying Tyrese Haliburton is going to be the best point guard in the East, and I think there's like a very, very high chance it happens just because the fact that he can be the most complete one of them all, and he can be arguably better than a lot of them offensively. Which, you got to be great offensively to be one of the best point guards in the league in general. But if you're a point guard that can go out there and just be moderately solid on defense and your team is winning and you're playing awesome offensively, people are going to gravitate to you. The league is going to take notice. They're going to have no choice because let's look at it. All the point guards that are on very, very bad teams, do they get a lot of love, get a lot of notoriety? Not really. They just don't. It's once they start winning that people want to jump on the bandwagon. And I'm on the bandwagon before they really start winning because they were solid last year before he got hurt and they went on that 13-game losing streak or whatever. They were like a top 5 seed in the East before he got hurt. Now he's back, he's healthy, and the team is better. There's no reason to believe that it can't happen again. That they can't be in that top 5. That they can't be one of the best teams in the East. One of the most surprising, one of the most shocking teams in the East. I will not be surprised by it, but a lot of people will be when they see how good this team is and how great Tyrese Haliburton plays this year. So what do you think he's going to average, points per game wise, stats? I'm always a big stat guy. I want to see what people think the expectation for him should be. Where do you think he's going to rank amongst Eastern Conference point guards at the end of this season and point guards in general? I think he could definitely ease his way into that top 4 or 5 and overall point guards, maybe even higher. I'm not going to set a limit on him, but I also think first in the East. I think that's going to happen. That's my bet. So yeah, you heard it from me first. Hop on the Tyrese Haliburton bandwagon before it's too late because, it's picking up steam and it's going to pick up steam fast when the season starts. But anyway, I'm done. Thanks for watching. Peace. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I don't know if I said that already, but yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. So if we can do that, thanks.